Hello, good morning or afternoon or wherever it is that you are in your day. It's Sunday for me, a little bit wet and rainy out there. So this week we're going to do a little bit more standing, or a little bit more focusing on standing poses, and we're going to do a little bit of balancing. So if you want to take yourself down onto seated, we'll get ready to go. Cross your legs into the centre of the shins. Draw the flesh of the buttocks out and back. See that you're sitting evenly onto your sit bones. Feel that you're extending all the way up through the spine. Take your elbows to the front of your knees and use that to help you lift the chest upwards. And then let's just stretch out through the arms. So extend and lengthen all the way out through the arms. And then let's flex the hands, the fingertips up towards the ceiling and really push out through the heels of the hands. You feel a really nice stretch in the arms. Just shows you how tight my shoulders are. And then let's bring the hands in together into prayer position. So your thumbs are towards your chest, fingers are pointing forwards. You're maintaining that lift through the spine, and then just gently close the eyes from top to bottom. And let's take a few moments to bring our awareness into our breath and into our body. Start to allow the mind to become quiet. Take your awareness from the exterior and bring it into the interior. Feel that you're sitting evenly between the left and the right sit bone. Gently draw the navel back towards the spine so that you're lengthening the lower part of the back. And then lift and extend all the way up through the spine, along the back of the neck and then out through the crown of the head. And press the hands evenly together. Feel a broadness across your chest and let go of any tension from the neck and the throat. Relax the back of the head and relax the face. And allow your gaze to drop down into the chest and observe your inhalation and your exhalation. And just allow your breath to be soft. And when you're ready, just gently bow your head down towards your heart. Feel that you can surrender the brain down towards the heart. And then bring the back of the hands down onto the thighs. And in your next inhalation, slowly lifting the head and then opening the eyes towards the ground. Good. So we're just going to stretch out from here. So just again, change the cross of the legs. See again that you're sitting evenly onto those sit bones. And just stretch the arms forwards, interlink the fingers, press the palms away. Shoulder injuries, you don't need to interlink the hands. And then inhale and lift upwards. Press the palms up towards the ceiling, squeeze the elbows together. Feel that the hips are descending, that you're heavy in the hips, and the extension is through the spine. And then slowly release. And bring the hands down, so you're changing the interlink. So have a look, if your right little finger is at the bottom, you just swap that over so the left is at the bottom. And then you press the palms away, and then again, with an inhalation, lift up. Squeeze the elbows together, push the palms up towards the ceiling, the shoulders down, hips heavy towards your lift. And breathe. And then release, and bring the hands down. Grab your belt. Hopefully you have belts, a couple of blocks or books, whatever you're using, a chair, just anything that you can improvise with. So you're just going to pop that belt, because I don't know about you, my shoulders are super tight. Not sure if it's everything COVID going on, but I think a lot of us are going around a bit like this. So take the belt over your right shoulder, stretch up through that right arm, use the palm of the hand to stretch that inner armpit. Who knew you'd be stretching your inner armpits, but there we go, that's what we do. Stretch out through the left arm, turn the hand back, and then bring the hands up between the centre of the shoulder blades. So you're aiming to try and catch the hands together, but if you can't catch those hands together, you're catching the belt. I'll just briefly twirl around. So you see you're either in this or you're in this. And it doesn't matter if you don't catch your hands. It's not a competition. So stretch the top elbow up and lift the head up so the chin's not being pushed to the chest. And then release, just roll out those shoulders. Stretch up through the opposite arm, hand in, let's open up the armpit, stretch upwards. And then turn the hand back, take it down behind the shoulder blade, stretch out through the opposite arm, turn the hand, I haven't swapped my belt over. Swap your belt over, turn your hand back, and bring the hand up between the centre of the shoulder blades. Lift the top arm up, and breathe. So it's good to kind of notice which side is tighter for you. And then you can kind of notice over the few days that you're doing your practice, you know, with doing it regularly, how you can open that up. So you're going to take your chair and you're going to put it in against a wall so it doesn't slide away from you, like so. And you're going to take a brick. So you need to use a block at this point, or else you need to use a book. And if you can see, I am taking the heels of my hands right onto that brick, and I'm squeezing that block really quite tightly. And then I'm putting my tips of my elbows, only the tips of my elbows, so I'm not putting the whole of the arm onto it, just the tips of the elbows onto the seat of the chair. My fingers are pointing upwards. And then I'm going to go back with my knees. So my knees are, have a look, coming underneath my hips, and I'm pushing my buttock bones back towards the wall behind me. I'm squeezing that block. You can look forwards and keeping the front ribs moving down towards the hips, so my belly button is drawn in. I'm not going into my lumbar. So have a quick look. You don't want to be squeezing into your lumbar. You're lengthening your sit bones back behind you, keeping the belly drawn in. Squeezing that block, you should feel a nice stretch on the underside of the arms. And then you're taking the brick down between the shoulder blades. You're extending towards your feet with your hands, and you're making sure you're pressing the whole of the palm of the hands into that block. And breathe. And just feel that nice stretch into the arms, the armpit, and the shoulder blades. And then inhale and come back up. Good. So you're going to come sitting back onto your lift, whatever it is, blanket or pillow. You're going to sit into Baddha-Konasana, so the soles of the feet are together, and you can either use your hands or you can use a belt. So I'm going to show with the belt. So you're going to have the belt here like so, and you're lifting the chest upwards. So I'm not on a very high lift, and this is okay for me to do this if I'm not on a high lift, but if you're up really high, and if your knees are like this, you need to go on a higher lift. So you, again, the same sitting cross-legged at the start, you go as high as you need to go so that your knees are in line with your hips. In fact, if you have really tight hips or knee injuries, you can go like so. So you see, we're just trying to get this opening into here. If you go from seating too low down and your knees are high, you won't get the opening, you just break the groins. So go on to whatever height that you need, and then sit with the soles of the feet together. Take your belt around the arches of the feet and just lift the chest upwards. So as I said, we're going to be doing some of the standing poses and really we need to have this mobility, this a little bit, working towards that opening into our hips and into our groins so that the pelvis and the spine can extend. Well, the spine can extend, the pelvis can be in the right position. So lift the chest upwards and breathe. Feel that you're lengthening from the inner groin to the inner knee and out through both knees. And keep breathing. And then release. So we're going to come into a downward dog. Again, I'm going to use the wall. And if you have a couple of bricks bricks or you have a couple of blocks, let's use these as well, because it's just a different way of you. It's just a different way of practicing the pose, getting different effects. So we'll have the bricks into the wall. We're going to take our hands, thumb and forefinger, like so you can push away, or you can take the heels of the hands just to the edge of the bricks of the book, like so. Take your knees back behind you, and then tuck your toes under, lift your hips up nice and high. So you're going nice and high with the hips, and you're pressing back with the heels of the hands, and you're pressing the heels down towards the ground. And breathing, and just stretching back. Getting a nice stretch along the backs of those calves for me today. And then release, and come back down. Good. So bring yourself up to standing. You're going to come into Tadasana. You're going to have the inner edges of the feet touching. You're stretching the toes forwards. If you have bunions, you know, your bunions are quite defined, then just stand with your feet slightly apart. So stretch the feet forwards. Lift up through the kneecaps, roll the thighs inwards, lengthen the tailbone, lift and extend through the spine, roll the shoulders back and down, and stretch through the hands. And breathe. So you've got nice firmness into the hips, you've got a nice grip into the hips. I want you to try out something. Doesn't look particularly pretty, but it's very effective. So just take your belt, pop it up around the hip bone, so you've got the connection between the femur bone and the socket, and then pull the belt nice and tight. And you just feel how much more your legs work when you've got something to press against. So it needs to be quite tight. And then again, press down through the arms and feel that connection into the hips, because when we're balancing, we've really got to feel this connection into our hips, otherwise we do a lot of leaning. So we're going to squeeze these head of the femur bones into the hip sockets by gripping our glutes, the muscles around our bum, around the top of the leg, and holding. And then release. So we're going to come into Vrikshasana, tree pose. And if you're beside the wall, it's very handy. So you can come standing beside the wall. Start again in your Tadasana. If you can see, I'm not leaning in towards the wall. I'm kind of here, my elbow is bent, my feet are together. And I want to get this grip in this outside edge of the hip, so I don't want to feel like I'm collapsing in. I'm going to turn my right foot out, heel into the arch. So I've got the rotation in my leg. I can lift up to here. You can see already I'm starting to dip in that outside edge of the hip. And then I put my foot up as high as I can go onto the inside of the thigh. I definitely don't put it on the inside edge of the knee. It goes onto the thigh. And I squeeze this outer hip, this buttock bone. I squeeze this side of the body strongly. I lengthen this knee down towards the ground. Lift up through the spine, pick a spot on the floor, stretch your arms forwards. If you're at the wall and your balance feels a bit funny, stay with the wall. Just let the arm lift up along the wall and lift the opposite arm up. And then you can try and see if you can balance. And breathe. Keep lifting and extending. And then release. And so we'll do the other side. So again, you've got your feet together in Tadasana. You're going to take this left leg up. Now an interesting way to do it here, you can do it the same way again, so you just turn around. But I'm just going to show another way to do it. Is if you get your distance from the wall, you can have your knee pressing into the wall. And that again just gives you that stability, and it really is quite nice. And it helps really help lengthen this leg. So again, lift up through the spine, take the arms forwards, and then inhale and lift up. And breathe, stretch all the way up. And then release, and come back down. So, we're going to take our brick, or your book, and again you're going to put it back to the wall. You're going to take your foot up onto the brick. If you've hyperextended knees, I don't want you to do this, just have your foot flat onto the floor and put your brick to the back of your calf. Stretch nice and wide with your back leg or coming into Trikonasana. So if you get loads of pulling onto the backs of your Achilles, back of your knee, into your sit bones, you need to go narrower. So you don't go as wide as I'm showing. But if you don't have those, then you can go to this width. If you feel that it means you're pulling, so go shorter in your stance. So lift up through the spine, roll the shoulders back, stretch out through the arm, inhale, and as you exhale, extend and lengthen. We really want to squeeze in, again, this top of the hip, where we're kind of focusing on today. Squeeze in here as much as you can. See, I've got my fingers digging in to that groove at the top of my thigh. Coming over, take my hand down onto my shin bone, thumb on the front of the shin bone, fingers wrap around the back, and then push strongly down into the back foot. And lift this outer edge of the right hip, not sure which side I'm going, well, your back leg hip up towards the ceiling, and turn the chest, and then stretch the top arm up. And breathe, and hold. And then inhale, and come back up. We're going to stay on this side. So you're here, again, with your toes turned up on the wall. You've checked your heel is in line with the arch of your back foot, all the stuff we did last week. Your front knee has fully rotated, it's over your front foot. So you've got your alignment. You're lifting up through your spine. Inhale, and stretch your arm out. And then as you exhale, you're bending that front knee down to a 90-degree angle. So right knee over the right heel, and lifting the chest upwards, and breathing. You stretch out through the arms. And then turn your head to look out over your front arm. Virabhadrasana 2. And then inhale and come back up. Now you can you stay on your brick. You're going to use another lift. You stay in the position you're in. Have that to the back edge of your mat. We're going to come into the Parishvakonasana. So again, I'm going to join you. You're wide. For Virabhadrasana 2 and this pose, you may have had to have gone wider to get a 90-degree angle. So that's fine. Heel in line with the arch of the back foot, front knee is rotated, lift up through the spine. Inhale, exhale, let's bend back down to Virabhadrasana 2, knee in line with the heel. Stretch out through that arm, don't lean with the torso just yet. Keep lifting upwards. And then extend, bring your hand down onto the brick at the side of your foot. Roll the top shoulder back, and then swing the arm over the head, and look up to the other side of the arm, and breathe. And then inhale, and come back up. Turn your feet forwards, and then step your feet back together. So we're going to do the other side. I'm just going to move my brick down here, but you keep it at the wall, because you don't want it to slide out from underneath you. And let's hope it doesn't slide out from underneath me. So, Trikonasana first. You're going to have the foot up onto the block, step wide, heel in line with the arch of the back foot. See that your front knee has rotated. Take the hands behind onto the hips, pull the elbows towards each other, open up the chest, and then stretch out through the front arm. Inhale as you exhale. You see I've lifted my foot a little bit to really get this connection into the top of the hip. I'm coming over to the side, slide my hand down, roll the top shoulder back, breathe, and then stretch the top arm up. And when we're here, we're pushing into the back foot. We're lifting this outside edge of this top hip to rotate the waist, rotate the chest, and keep extending up through the arm. And then inhale and come back up. You may need to go a little wider. This time we're bending into Virabhadrasana 2. So you come from a straight leg. Inhale, exhale, bend your front knee down to 90 degrees. Make sure the knee is over the heel. It's not turning in this way. If it is, you turn your toes. And breathe. Stretch out through the front arm. Stretch out through the back arm. And turn the head. And then inhale and come back up. So again, we're going to go back into that. And this time we're using our brick at the back. Inhale, exhale, let's bend down. Knee in line with the heel. Stretch out through the arms. Inhale, exhale, extend and lengthen. Take your hand over onto your block. Roll the top shoulder back, lift this outer edge of this back hip up. Swing the arm over the head. Look up to the other side of the arm. Breathe. And then inhale. And come back up. Turn your feet forwards. And then step your feet back together again. Good. So, the last pose we're going to do is Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So what you're going to do, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show this fully, but let's have a go. See if that works. Okay. You're going to turn your left toes in slightly. Go to step wide as if you're coming into Trikonasana. Heel in line with the arch of the back foot. You're going to have your block down beside your front ankle. See that your knee has rotated. And this is where we really want to get this connection into the hips, squeezing the glutes. Stretch out through the front arm. Actually, we're going to come into Virabhadrasana 2. So let's come into Virabhadrasana 2. Then over into Parsvakonasana, like so. And then we're going to hop the back foot in. You move your brick forwards in line with your little toe. And then hop the back foot in again. So stay there for a moment with both feet on the ground and get the turn in your chest. And then lift your top leg up. And breathe. And then stretch the top arm up. And hold. And then to come down, take the top hand down, bend your standing leg, go back, take your brick back, Virabhadrasana 2, and then inhale and come back up. So we'll do it on the other side. So again, you step wide, turn your front foot around, heel in line with the arch of the back foot, have the block to the outside edge of that foot. Stretch it through the arm, inhale, exhale, bend. Come over into Parsvakonasana. Hop the back foot in, move the front foot forwards, and I hit the wall with my head, which could be quite nice. There we go, can balance. Lift the back leg up, stretch up. I'm going to use the wall here to help me turn more. Breathe and hold. What we're trying not to do when we're in this pose is let our hip pop out to the side and then release and come back down. I'm actually going to show that just from the back. So when you're here, you want to make sure that you're not doing this with your hip. You're pushing out into it, but that you're squeezing that outer edge of the hip in so that you're not feeling that you're leaning out into this. Good, and then release. So we'll just take a little breather, take your hands to the wall. Let's step back into Ardha Uttanasana. So heels underneath the hips, kneecaps lifted, stretch back, just to let your breath come back to normal. And breathe. And then walk your feet forwards. Inhale, come up. You're going to take yourself a little stool, a couple of foam pads, whichever you have. And again, you're going to come into Uttanasana. So feet hip distance apart, lifting the kneecaps up, tailbone lengthens, inhale the arms up. Turn the palms forward, exhale, hinge, come down. Just stretch forwards the spine, and then you can interlink the elbows and let your head rest down. Or you can take your hands down onto the ground and just let your head rest. Now if this is too low, you just go higher with foam pads or with blankets. If it's too high, you can come down to your bricks. Wherever it is, that's the right height for you. And just allow the brain to become quiet. then inhale. Hand into the chair, onto the hips, and then come back up. Legs are straight, always when you're coming back up. And then you're going to come into a seated position. Just going to sit onto that chair. Feet are hip distance apart. If you do have a block, it's a really good idea to pop it in between the knees. Just lift the chest upwards. You can use the hands to go to the back of the chair, just to really roll the shoulders back and down and lift that chest upwards. Breathe. And then inhale, stretch up through that left arm. And then exhale, take the hand down to the outside edge of that right leg. Lift the chest upwards, inhale. And then as you exhale, turning to look out over that back shoulder. And then come back through to the centre. Again, inhale, stretch up through that right arm. Exhale. Exhale that one down. Take the hand behind. Hold. Lift the chest upwards. And turn. Rotating the spine. And then come back through to the centre. So the block in between the knees makes the knees stay in this position, otherwise they kind of slide like this. And it means that the hips stay in the correct position. And then we're going to come down, we're going to lie onto our back. I'm just going to stretch out the backs of the legs. Now, if you do have a really long, if you're lucky enough to have a really long belt like this is a lovely thing you can do. Now, at this point as we get ready for Shavasana, but if you don't, I'll show you with this belt and I'll show it to you if you don't have this belt. So you're taking the belt to the back of the head. You want to have your buckle and your belt coming down towards you so that you can adjust it. You're taking the belt just at the base of the skull, kind of just below the ears. And you need to get it reasonably tight. So it acts, just above the ears, and then it acts as a sling for the head. This is absolutely gorgeous. And if you can, you stretch out through the opposite leg, but again, if that means this leg bends, you keep this leg bent in. So you're just getting a really nice stretch all the way up along the back of this neck and all the way through the shoulders. And breathing. And if you don't have a long belt like this, you're literally going to just take your belt around the arch of the foot, extend the leg up to 90 degrees, heel in line with the hip. Again, keep the opposite leg bent if you can't maintain this leg in a straight position. You hold, you stretch out through the heel. If you can't extend the opposite leg, you do. Breathe. And then you slowly release and bring the legs back down. So we're going to come into Shavasana now. So you're lying onto your mat. Again, you lift the hips up, lengthen the sit bones towards the heels, roll your shoulders under. I wasn't like digging my elbows down into the ground with my hands faced up to just get more space. Stretch out through the hands and then extend fully through the right leg. And then extend fully through the left leg. So you're really stretching the skin along the backs of the legs. And then allow the feet to fall out towards the sides. Close the eyes. And for the next few moments, don't move. Just allow yourself to stay focused into the body and into the breath. Allow the body to release and to soften and to relax. Release the feet, the legs, knees, thighs. And feel the legs just heavy towards the ground. Allow the hips to release, the buttocks, around the back of the waist. And then all the way up along the spine. Release the shoulder blades, across the backs of the shoulders and the base of the neck. And then move down along the arms, the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, wrists, backs of the hands, the palms of the hands, the fingers, toes. And then soften the belly, the ribs and the chest, across the collarbones. Let go of any tension from the neck and the throat. Release the back of the head. And then bring your awareness to the face, to the forehead, and the skin on the forehead soften. Around each one of the eyes, the temples, the cheeks, and the mouth. See the jaw soft and the tongue resting in the lower part of the mouth. And for a moment, just feel as you breathe in, say to yourself in your own mind, I know I'm breathing in, and as you breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. And just stay with that inhalation and exhalation, keeping you anchored to the present. And if the mind wanders off to the past or to the future, just bring it back to the breath, to the present moment, to the inhalation and exhalation, which is actually all we know. And then slowly bring your awareness back to the surface. Gently bring some movement to the fingers and the toes. Bend in the legs one at a time and roll onto your right side. Just rest there for a moment. Let your eyes open towards the ground. Press the top hand into the floor. Inhale. Bring yourself back up to seated, cross-legged. Thank you so much for joining me again. Namaste. Have a lovely week.